What started as a quarterback competition is now unraveling into a full-blown succession drama in Cleveland. And this time, the Browns aren't just reshuffling their QB room. They're burning the old blueprint and building around a new name, Shedeur Sanders. The NFL world is stunned, but honestly, they shouldn't be, because this moment, this turning point, it's been quietly brewing under the surface for weeks. Let's set the stage. First, Kenny Pickett got shipped off to Las Vegas for a fifth-round pick in 2026. If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. That trade was bizarre enough on its own. A former first-rounder, just 2 years removed from being drafted as the next face of Steelers, pass around the league like clearance merchandise? It raised eyebrows. But now, the Browns are reportedly fielding trade calls for Dillon Gabriel, the rookie many assumed will be the long-term project behind Joe Flacco. And if that sounds crazy to you, if you're thinking, why would Cleveland give up on a promising rookie this early? You haven't been paying attention to the one guy who's been quietly taking over the quarterback room since camp opened, Shedeur Sanders. At first, it was subtle, a cleaner dropback, a quicker release, a sharper ball placement. But then it started stacking. One good rep became two. Two became six. Before long, insiders were whispering, he's outperforming everyone. And now, there's no more whispering. There's no more subtle. The Browns' actions are screaming what they've been too cautious to say out loud. This team belongs to Shedeur. And Dillon Gabriel? He's just in the way. That's the harsh truth of NFL reality. It doesn't matter how hard you work, how well-liked you are, or even how impressive you looked in college. When a guy shows up with NFL tools, composure, field vision, and consistency from day one, everything changes. And that's exactly what happened. Let's talk about Gabriel, because this kid isn't a slouch. He's got arm talent. He's a gamer. His preseason stats weren't bad. But there's one thing no stat sheet can erase. He's small. And not Kyler Murray athletic small. Not Russell Wilson dense small. Just small. In the NFL, size doesn't guarantee success, but it does buy you margin. It buys you windows. It buys you time. And when you're a rookie adjusting to NFL speed with 6 feet 5 inches linemen collapsing on you and 6 feet 2 inches corners flying off the edge, every inch matters. Gabriel's margin is paper thin. And Sanders, the opposite. 6 feet 2 inches, built, strong base, quick release, NFL body, NFL mindset. And here's the kicker. He's still getting better. He hasn't even peaked yet, and he's already QB2. So now the Browns are faced with a decision that, honestly, doesn't feel like a decision at all. Do you hold on to two backup QBs when one is clearly rising and the other can't clear the pocket without getting swallowed by the rush? Of course not. You trade the expendable one before his value fades. You invest everything in the future. You protect your ascendant star. And that's exactly what's happening. The Browns are shopping Dillon Gabriel, not because he failed, but because Shedeur Sanders made it impossible not to. And the league? It's catching up fast. Mike Florio? He's already on the "this is a smart reset" train. Stephen A. Smith? Screaming about how Shedeur's performance has clearly separated him from the rest. Nick Wright? Practically giddy on air, calling Sanders a gift from the football gods that Cleveland better not waste. Even Mike Tannenbaum, Mr. I love safe quarterbacks, had to admit, Gabriel has a future somewhere, but Sanders has a ceiling this team can't ignore. And that's the point. This is no longer a debate. It's a transition. And Gabriel? He's just collateral damage in a larger story. Because Shedeur isn't just a better fit. He's the better quarterback. He's the better investment. He's the guy teammates want to play for. He's a guy the front office is already designing protection schemes around. He's the one who looks like a starter in waiting, not a clipboard holder. And the Browns? They know what they've got. The trade rumors? They're just the first domino. What's coming next is inevitable. Shedeur Sanders taking meaningful snaps. Shedeur Sanders leading second-team drives like a seasoned pro. Shedeur Sanders stealing the momentum of the season, one sideline rep at a time. And eventually, Shedeur Sanders, starting on Sunday, it's coming. You know it. The coaches know it. The NFL knows it. This Gabriel situation, it's just a formality. A cleanup move to clear the deck for what's next. And let's not pretend like this was all planned. The Browns didn't walk into this preseason with Sanders penciled in as the future. He was supposed to be the project, the developmental QB, the guy who'd maybe see live reps in 2026. But that's the thing about talent. It doesn't follow timelines. It breaks them. And Shedeur Sanders? He just broke everything. Now, Stefanski is standing on the sideline pretending this is still a quarterback competition. But let's call it what it is. It's over. Sanders won. He didn't do it with flashy highlights or one viral play. He did it the hard way, by earning it, quietly, consistently, day after day. And the only thing left to do now? Clear the runway. If that means trading Gabriel, so be it. He'll land somewhere. Someone will give him a chance. Maybe even a fair one. But his window in Cleveland? Closed. This is Shedeur's team now. Even if his name isn't on the marquee, just yet. Even if Stefanski hasn't handed him the keys. The building knows. The league knows. And by the time the Browns hit midseason, everyone watching on Sundays will know too. So here's the question. What happens after Gabriel's gone? What happens when Shedeur goes from QB2 to emergency fill-in? When the starter stumbles or an injury happens, or the team just flat out needs a spark? Do they still hold him back? Or do they let the future walk out there, chest up, eyes downfield, and take what's already his? Because once Shedeur takes that first real snap, once the ball is in his hands and the moment is his, there's no going back. So yeah, the NFL might be shocked by the Gabriel trade rumors, but if they've been watching close, if they've really been paying attention, they'd know this isn't the end of a quarterback battle. It's the beginning of a new era. And Shedeur Sanders? He's not waiting for permission anymore. He's just waiting for his name to be called. What we're witnessing isn't just another reshuffling of a quarterback depth chart. This isn't some random preseason subplot that fizzles by week 2. No, this is a regime shift, a seismic one. And if Dillon Gabriel really is on the trade block, then the Browns aren't just flirting with change anymore. They've opened the door, pulled out the blueprint, and are handing the keys to Shedeur Sanders. Let's talk big picture. This move, shopping Gabriel, isn't about punishing poor play. It's not a panic sale. It's about clarity. Clarity that the guy wearing number 5 isn't just another backup. He's not just improving nicely or showing flashes. He's outgrown the shadows. And in doing so, he's completely rewritten the team's internal quarterback timeline. Remember how this was supposed to go? Flacco holds it down. Gabriel develops. Shedeur watches, learns, gets comfortable. Maybe sees garbage time snaps. Maybe gets a look next year. That's what the narrative was 6 weeks ago. Safe, predictable, traditional. The kind of quarterback room setup that gets you mediocre results and mediocre headlines. But Shedeur had other plans. From day one, he came in not like a guy hoping to compete, but like a guy planning a quiet coup. You could see it in how he carried himself. You could see it in how he processed plays. You could definitely see it in the ball placement. So clean, so efficient, it felt like he was speed running the learning curve. And the coaches, they noticed, slowly at first, then all at once. And now here we are. Gabriel's name is floating in trade talks, and Shedeur's name is quietly being protected like a state secret. They're not showing all the cards, but we know what's in the deck. This is no longer about who the backup is. It's about when the handoff happens. And if the Browns are smart, it'll be sooner than anyone expected. Because what happens when you got an aging starter in Flacco already playing with one eye on the clock? A guy who, by all accounts, is mentoring Shedeur, but knows deep down that this fairy tale comeback ride isn't built to last? You get the perfect transition setup. Flacco gets to be the bridge, and Sanders, he becomes the destination. And the moment Gabriel is gone, the moment that move becomes official, it sends a message. We've chosen. And let's be clear, Dillon Gabriel isn't some throwaway project. He's got talent. arm strength, grit. He's got moments on tape that'll make you pause. But he's also got physical limitations that you can't coach out. That smaller frame, the narrow throwing lanes, the height issues that show up every time a pocket collapses. Those are real. And in this league, they get exposed fast. Teams will still want him. He'll get another shot. But in Cleveland, the room's already spoken. And so has the film. Sheddeur's mechanics are tighter. His processing speed is faster. His feel for pressure is calmer. And his leadership, it's already being felt. This isn't a guy waiting for the coaches to believe in him. This is a guy making it impossible not to. And here's the thing nobody wants to admit. This is the kind of transition that saves franchises. It's not always the flashy draft day moment. Sometimes it's a kid showing up in camp and slowly making the veterans look like the warm-up act. Sometimes it's just a few throws, a few drives, a few team huddles where everyone suddenly realizes, oh, this is different. And once that feeling takes hold, there's no putting it back in the bottle. So now the Browns are in the process of clearing the stage. Trading Gabriel is step one. Not just because he's underperforming, he's not, but because Shedeur is over-delivering. And when someone over-delivers in the NFL, you either make space or you make a mistake. There's no in-between. You've got the tools. You've got the mental makeup. You've got the physical ceiling. And more importantly, you've got momentum. You can't buy momentum in this league. You can't fake it. You can't scheme around it. Either the room starts to believe, or it doesn't. And in Shedeur's case, they believe. The offensive line is getting in sync with him. The receivers are already working on timing routes with him. The second-team defense hates going against him. Why? Because he's not playing like a backup. He's controlling tempo, finding the soft spot in coverage, and hitting windows that scream starter-level confidence. And if you think the vets don't notice that, you've never been in a football locker room. Veterans know who the real deal is long before coaches ever say it. They see it in how a guy carries himself when he's down. They see it in how he responds to getting hit. They see it in how teammates gravitate toward him during water breaks. And with Shedeur, they're gravitating. So where does that leave Cleveland? In an extremely rare, extremely fortunate spot. They've got the future in-house. No tanking, no reaching, no panic mid-season trade. They already have the guy, and better yet, he's proving it without even needing to play in a regular season game yet. They just need to clear the room, give him the reps, give him the headset, and eventually give him the franchise. But first, Gabriel has to go. It's harsh, it's fast, and it's a reminder that the NFL is not a feelings business. It's a results business, a what's next business, and Sanders is the next. Full stop. So let me ask you, when Shedeur does step into that starter role, and he will, how long before the Browns finally start acting like a team that's building something sustainable? Because here's the opportunity they have right now. A young, calm, durable quarterback. A new-look O-line built to protect him. A coaching staff on notice. A fan base desperate for someone real to root for. And a locker room that's already bought in. It's rare. It's golden. It's lightning in a bottle. And if they fumble this moment, if they somehow let fear or politics or short-term, safe thinking stall this progression, they'll regret it for years. But if they don't, if they lean into it, clear the path, and let Shedeur fly, we might just be watching the beginning of something special. So yes, the NFL is shocked by the Gabriel trade talk. But the real shock, it's how ready Shedeur Sanders already is. The only thing left, let the kid cook. Dillon Gabriel is already gone. He might still be wearing the uniform. He might still be standing on the practice field with a helmet under his arm. But spiritually, contractually, narratively, he's out. The Browns aren't just considering trading Dillon Gabriel. They're already 2 phone calls into a deal. This is a formality, a pre-written ending. And at the center of it all, orchestrating the slow but thunderous organizational pivot, is the guy the team can't stop watching, Shedeur Sanders. Let's be honest. Shedeur hasn't just stolen the spotlight in Cleveland. He's redefined it. He came in with expectations, sure. The name, the prime lineage, the cameras waiting to catch him slipping. But none of that fazed him. Because Shedeur didn't come to the NFL to prove his bloodline. He came to take a job. And that's exactly what he's done. Every rep, every drill, every live practice snap. He's been stacking wins like poker chips, playing the long game, not flashy, not begging for media hype, just quietly outworking, outthinking, and outplaying everyone ahead of him, Dillon Gabriel included. Now, let's be fair to Gabriel. He's not bad. He's mobile, competitive, has decent touch on the deep ball. You can tell he wants it. You can tell he's worked for it. But this isn't college anymore. It's the NFL. It's bigger, faster, unforgiving. And sometimes, the difference between making it and being trade bait isn't effort. It's inches. And for Gabriel, that's literal. He's got the heart. He's got some flair. But he doesn't have Shedur's frame. He doesn't have Shedur's release. He doesn't have Shedur's field command, presence, or that uncanny ability to look unbothered while slicing through coverages like he's ordering off a menu. And the Browns see it. More importantly, they feel it. That shift, that quiet sense of inevitability, is what's making this quarterback room so tense right now. It's why Gabriel's name is in trade talks. It's why Flacco looks over his shoulder a little more during drills. It's why the front office isn't blinking when asked about reps for the rookies. Because deep down they know Shedur Sanders is the future, and the future isn't waiting. Let's talk timing. The Gabriel trade talk isn't about him not developing. It's about Shedur developing too fast. This was supposed to be a 2-year plan. Shedur learns, Gabriel competes. Flacco holds the line. But now, that plan's shredded. Shedur accelerated it, broke the speed limit, blew right past caution tape and yelled, "I'm ready now." And ready doesn't just mean looking good in shorts. It means executing, making throws on schedule, leading scoring drives, reading defenses like he's got the cheat code. That's what's happening in Berea. And the front office? They're not just observing. They're investing. Trading Pickett was the first move. Trading Gabriel is next. And you can already tell the franchise is rearranging the furniture around their new centerpiece. They retooled the O-line. They've increased his reps with the first-team offense. And they've started subtly shifting the language. No more project. No more developmental. Now he's commanding the offense, and he's gaining trust fast. Trust. That's the word nobody talks about enough when it comes to quarterback transitions. You can have all the arm talent in the world, but if the team doesn't trust you, it doesn't matter. But Shedur, he's earning it. And that's terrifying news for every quarterback ahead of him. Because when your teammates start trusting the guy behind you more than they trust you, that's when the floor collapses. And for Gabriel, that collapse is already happening. You can see it in the way reps are being divided. You can hear it in the language the coaches are using. You can feel it when the fans at open practice cheer louder for QB3 than QB2. It's not disrespect. It's reality. This league moves fast. And when someone like Shedur comes in and flips the dynamic in 6 weeks, you don't wait. You adapt. And that's exactly what Cleveland is doing. Slowly, strategically, almost cautiously, but definitely deliberately. Because make no mistake, Shedur Sanders isn't QB3 anymore. He's QB soon. So what happens now? Well, once Gabriel's officially out the door, and it's coming, trust me, the Browns are no longer hiding it. The PR spin ends. The depth chart quiets. The gloves come off. And then you start seeing Shedur in those just-in-case second-half preseason drives. Then maybe he gets the call late in a real game if Flacco struggles. And before you know it, he's the guy. No announcement. No confetti. Just a quiet takeover. Like we've been watching happen since day one. And here's what's going to make it sting even more for every team that passed on Shedur in the draft. He didn't get handed the job. He took it. In practice. In the film room. In the locker room. And soon, he'll take it on Sunday. So go ahead, talk about Gabriel trade rumors. Act surprised. Act like it's a twist. But we know what it really is. It's the Browns clearing out the last bit of quarterback clutter. It's the final stage of the Shedur Sanders rollout. So here's the real question now. Are you ready? Because the Browns finally look like they are For once, they're not overthinking it, not dragging their feet, not waiting for the perfect moment. They're doing what great franchises do when lightning strikes. They're getting out of the way. And now, we're in the calm before the storm. You can feel it, can't you? That eerie quiet in Cleveland. Like the whole city is holding its breath, waiting for something seismic. Because the moment Dillon Gabriel is traded, the last domino falls. The last thread holding up the illusion that there's still a competition in this quarterback room gets snipped. And then it's Shedeur time. That trade? That's not just a personnel move. That's the signal. That's the curtain lifting. That's the Browns going all in on the kid who didn't need headlines or handouts. Just a few reps and a room full of people watching him casually dismantle every doubt they had. Let's be very clear. This isn't about hate for Gabriel. It's not even really about his height or frame or skill set. The truth is, in another situation, on a team still building from scratch, he might have been given a long runway. But in Cleveland, that runway belongs to someone else now. The Browns don't have time to play wait-and-see games. This is a roster ready right now. The defense? Nasty. The weapons? Young and explosive. The fan base? Out for blood after years of QB heartbreak. This team doesn't need safe. They need a spark, a future, a presence. And that's what Shedeur Sanders brings the second he walks into the huddle. It's the way he moves in the pocket. Like the game's happening in slow motion for him. It's the way he doesn't flinch under pressure, doesn't hesitate on third and long, doesn't second-guess his read. That's not taught. That's in him. So now the Browns have a choice to make. But it's more ceremonial than anything, because we all know how this ends. The trade goes through. Gabriel is gone, and the only real question left is, when does Shedeur step on the field? Not if, when. It might start with a drive in garbage time, or a surprise third-quarter switch when Flacco stalls out against a defense that figured him out in the first half. Or maybe it's a full start, handed to him after the Browns drop a couple games they shouldn't have. However it happens, the reaction will be the same. The stadium? Erupting. The team? Energized. The league? On notice. Because once Shedeur Sanders takes that first snap as QB1, there's no turning back. And that's exactly what the Browns need. No more looking backward. No more patchwork plans. No more hedging. Just a clean break. A new era. And it starts the moment they hang up the phone and say, yeah, we're moving Gabriel.